What's up, guys? Damien here, Brothers Wandering. I am off on a little solo road trip to do my first camping of the year. It's currently March 25th, and I'm shooting up to Lone Pine. I was going to do a little one-nighter backpacking trip, but on second thought, I think I'm just going to stay the night in the campground and then just day hike tomorrow morning. Looking at the Tuttle Creek Trail, Tuttle Creek Ashram Trail. It's just a little 2-mile round trip, except the closest you can park right now makes it 4-mile round trip trail, but it's pretty steep up a mountain, and I hear it's probably still has a lot of snow and ice on it, so I figured I'll just day hike it. And I'm looking at spending the night at Tuttle Creek Campground, a BLM campground right outside of Lone Pine, and just chill for the night, do a quick hike in the morning, and just try and get my fix of getting up in the Sierra and getting outside and sleeping in a tent. It's been way too long. So just passed through Red Rock Canyon State Park and I'm on my way. While I'm here, Tuttle Creek Campground, Site 42. I'm not sure how much the wind is going to mess up this video, but I'll try to film it. It is pretty windy, so we'll see how my big Agnes tent stands up in the wind. It's kind of a trick getting it set up by myself. Everything blowing all over the place, but killer view. And my campsite is right here next to Tuttle Creek, which is got quite a bit of water in it. Flowing pretty good, and there's fish in there. I wish I brought my Tenkara rod. I didn't even think of that. Well, it's about 5:15 and I got camp set up, so I figured I'd drive over to the Mobius Arch Loop trail because I got some daylight still and check out the arch. Been here a few times, but it'll be cool to be here later in the day. I don't think I'm gonna hang out all the way till sunset because I still got quite a bit of daylight still, and it's a short hike, but and this is how easy of a hike it is. Just 5 minutes into the trail, there she is, Mobius Arch. I have this picture hanging on my wall. And the view from the other side with Mount Whitney right there. Someday, maybe next summer, High Sierra Trail. So I'm back from the Mobius Arch Loop Trail. It's just a mile, so you can do the whole loop in about 20 minutes. I hung out for a little bit at the arch. Didn't quite stay till sunset, but cool little loop. Gonna go back to my campsite, have a beer, and get ready for a cool hike tomorrow. Alright, it's about 6:20. The sun's going down. And back at the campsite, and it's still like 70 degrees. It's so nice. It's a little windy, but the views are fantastic. The sun's going down behind Lone Pine Peak, right up there. Mount Whitney's back behind it. There's Mount Langley. That's maybe a peak bag for another day. Always a good camping beer. Well, it's about 7:40 and I'm having some chili mac. Just a dehydrated meal because it's easy and it's good, and I'm gonna wait for the stars to come out and have an apple cider and whiskey and probably lay in the tent and watch a movie. Good morning. It's about 6:30 on March 26th and sun's getting ready to come up, and I slept warm and toasty in my Zen bivvy. Tent held up good, and I'm getting ready to hike up this canyon right back there. Let's go do it. On my way to the trailhead, and so far it's a paved road, but I know it turns to dirt, and we'll see how far I get in my little Chevy Volt, because I've heard it can be rough, but I know people can also be wussies about what they drive their cars on. I usually haven't had a problem. So, and if I have a problem, then it's a longer hike. So, almost there. Time to get going. All right, it's 8:30 exactly. So, not a shabby start. And I could not indeed make it all the way to the trailhead with my car. That got pretty rough with some clearance issues where I'm about to walk up here. So I added on about a half a mile. So now it's going to be 2.5 miles each way. But we're going way up there, I believe around the corner to the left. 2.5 miles and about 1,800 feet gain. So that's what we're looking at. But the first almost mile and a half is going to be just road walking. Here's the spot that was a little rough for my Volt. There's a Subaru back there that also appears to have gotten stuck in here and had to back out. So that was as far as I went. The canyon, a couple cool mountains. It's Mount Langley back there. It's a 14er. Mount LeConte right there. Almost 14er. But super cool canyon. I can't wait to get up there. So this is, I guess, the official trailhead now. Somebody got their Honda up here, but that thing has probably double the clearance that my little Volt does. And there's Tuttle Creek down there. And that's why it's the official trailhead, because nobody's driving past here. I think it turns into a trail in another half a mile. Up we go. After I eat something. I haven't eaten today yet. It's a climb. I'm taking a lot of breaks. It's pretty steep coming up this, what used to be a road, to what's still officially the trailhead up here. Alright, so I've made it to what is technically the Tuttle Creek Ashram trailhead. And I'm going to be going up along there, back in there. The ashram building is somewhere up in those trees. I can't really see it from here. Even though this is a trailhead, I'm 1.5 miles and over 800 feet from where I parked, and 1 mile from where the closest anybody can park is. So at a minimum, this is a 2 mile each way trail. I think I finally have some shade coming up. All right, this is really steep now that it's the actual trail. So much so that it's almost to the point where you're sliding back a little bit when you're walking uphill. Should be really interesting coming back down. Lots of little breaks. Oh, look, my first patch of snow. Trail reports talked about snow and ice on the trail and possibly needing crampons near the top. So this is on our north-facing slope, but that was a couple of weeks ago and it's been warm. So I'm not expecting too much trouble. It is relentlessly steep. This up here is the first reprieve I've seen in a while. So far I've gone 1,000 feet up. And now I'm back in the sun. It's been pretty exposed too. Speaking of exposed, make sure you pay attention to where you're walking on this stretch. It's a long way down. There's no snow and ice here now, but if this were covered in ice, you can see how that could be a sketchy problem. This could be a sketchy stretch of trail. There was a little bit behind me, but nothing to worry about. Sounds like a waterfall below me. And actually I glanced up and got my first view of the ashram. I think I'm going to stop at this crossing. I'm only like a quarter mile away, but I don't think there's any water actually at the ashram. And then I'll be good for lunch at the top and the rest of the way down. Break time. There it is. We made it. So I'm up here exploring around. There's this old metal shack up here, like just some sort of supply shed or something. The ashram down there. See all the way down into the valley, Alabama Hills. There's Lone Pine. This is my lunch spot for the day. fireplace in here. I'm amazed this hasn't burned down, to be honest. All this wood. I might have to come back here in the fall or something, spend the night in here. Well, I spent a good 45 minutes to an hour at the temple, I guess you could call it up here. Had some snacks, filtered some water, and now I'm headed down. About a 2.5 mile trek back to the car. I expect to make really good time since I know what I hiked up to get here. That's about 1,700 feet down or so. So, off we go. There's where we just were. Now it's just making our way back down the steep mountain. Alright, I made it back to the trailhead, or at least not the trailhead you can drive to, but what's marked as the trailhead. I didn't even notice this before, but you can actually see it from back here. There it is. I just ran into a couple of mountaineers who were headed up for an overnight trip to probably tackle Langley, which is, I don't think, really in view yet behind me. But I know there's a route up there. There's no official route, it's a mountaineer's route. So they definitely had all their mountaineering gear, and I'm sure probably 60-pound packs. Kind of jealous because it looks like a lot of fun. Well, I've passed the trailhead that you can park at, and I'm continuing the last half mile down to where I could park at. And so far it's taken me all of 30 minutes to get all the way down here, so it's nice. It's hot and sunny, but it's nice. Almost done. Made it. Well, that was pretty awesome and well worthwhile. Definitely a recommended hike, and I am seriously considering coming back maybe in the fall after it cools down and spending the night up there. So yeah, another one in the books, and got me real excited for the backpacking I have planned this summer. See you later.
What do you say we pack our things and get out of here? I've been saving all my life just to disappear. Can I hold you? Can I hold you to that? We can't go on living life hiding behind fear, and all the thoughts in my fucked up head are finally coming clear. Can I hold you? Can I hold you to that? We could see the world. 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 What do you say we pack the car and get behind the wheel? All we have to do is drive and let the feeling steer. Can I hold you? Can I hold you to that? We could see the world. 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 Oh. see the world, 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 see the world.